these are your first 2 weeks over there. Basically, they're like, let's kill off whatever's in the body. And in the third week, they stop all the medications and you get started on dendritic vaccine. So dendrites are our immune cells that are responsible for finding the bad cells in the body. The dendrites have long arms, if you look at them under a microscope. And so they are blind and they're just feeling everything around them. And they feel a little cell and they're like, oh, this is a liver cell and this is healthy. This is great. And then they keep on moving on and they're like, oh, something's off here. Oh man, this is a bacteria. Alert. And it calls all the killer cells of the immune system to kill this thing off. So what happens with cancer is there is a veil phenomenon. Cancer likes to hide itself. And so it covers itself with a veil, and these dendrites go over this beautiful veil and they're like, oh, nothing's there, moving on. But the tumor grows and grows and grows and then spreads and causes a problem. And then by the time it spreads all over, then dendrites can't even figure out what to do. It's just too much. And that's when the body fails. So what this therapy does, dendritic therapy, is fairly simple. They dry your blood. They separate the blood in the lab. They have a separate lab with the research department where they take out your dendrites, and they like the baby dendrites that have a lot of life in them. And the life of a dendrite is about 6 months. So they take your dendrites, they find your cancer cells. We all have cancer cells. I wish we could all get preventative dendritic vaccines. So what they do is they separate them out, and then they put these babies together with the cancer cells, and they activate the dendrites against the cancer cells. And then they take some killer cells from my immune system, and they put those cancer cells together with the killer cells. They activate those too. And then a few days later, you get an IV of activated killer cells that are going to kill off your cancer in the body. Simple IV, 15 minutes. That was all they did that day. And then the rest of the time I was on the beach with my husband. The next few days, they give you injections of your dendritic cells for a total of 3 injections. And that is what the vaccine is. Vaccine as in injection of your own cells, which have been activated. So when those go near your lymph nodes in the inguinal area, so upper legs, basically in the groin. So they don't even use very much for numbing. All they do is this one big block of ice that they slap on there. That's the most uncomfortable part of the procedure. And then they inject them very quickly. And then you go and walk on the beach to spread those babies around. So those dendrites will share information within the immune system. They will let other cells know, hey, this is an enemy, let's kill it whenever you see it. Basically, this deveiling happens. Now they know what that cell looks like and what it does, and they will find it under that veil and kill it. But the whole key, in order to make this work in your body, is make sure you don't kill your immune system ahead of time with chemotherapy and other things.
Right.
This is why people who are coming in stage 3, stage 4, after they've done chemotherapy for 6 months to a year, and they don't feel good, they don't look good, they're gonna die soon, and they show up as a last resort. This is, they might help me. Well, their immune system, they've killed it. And by then, all these cells are either non-existent or slim to none. And so they're still doing this, they're still trying, and there's still a lot of success stories, which is very impressive to me. But you have to have an immune system for this. So dendritic vaccine was the core of the therapy. There are options. You can sign up for cancer treatment there without the dendritic vaccine. I personally think that is the most important of all, because it prevents recurrence. And that's so important, especially in the first year.